What's good, everybody? We are live. Shoot Your Shot Podcast, episode 22, 23. I
23,
think it's
23.
23. Hope everybody had a good week, good weekend. If it feels like it's been a while since you heard from us, it's because it has been a while. As we mentioned, we're only doing Thursdays for the foreseeable future to work around Vic's work schedule. But as you can see, Vic still ain't here. So shit happens, but we made it. What's good, King Vic?
What's going
Um,
on, Vic?
if y'all notice that I look a little better and sound a little better, it's because of that man right there. Shout out to Vic hooking it up. I appreciate that. Shout out to Essentia Water, who's still not our sponsor, but we wish it to be. So maybe one day it will be.
Keep pushing.
Um,
Keep pushing.
shout out to Vic. He's probably asleep or getting ready to go to work right now. So everybody who's ever worked that overnight shift know what the hell that he's going through right now. Um, so we hear not a lot of crazy news has popped up since the last time we saw you. So that's why we didn't pop in Tuesday and give you any quick updates. Um, one thing that did happen over the weekend is something that was long awaited for by a lot of people. Uh, Everybody's favorite German point guard, Dennis Schroeder, signed a deal, ladies and gentlemen. A big time money deal at that, right? Um,
Back up the Brinks truck.
so actually, before we get into that, I don't think we talked about Luka Doncic. He signed a 5-year, $207 million, similar to the Trey Young deal. Even
Well
though I think,
deserved.
yeah, I think Luka Doncic is uh, miles ahead of Trey Young, but I still think it's too much money. But again, not hating. Glad the man got his money. He did his thing in the Olympics. Took a team that has never been even in the Olympics. I think to um, fourth or fifth place finish. I don't remember exactly. So shout out to him. He did his thing. And Trey Young was talking trash to garbage dudes not in the NBA, in summer leagues somewhere else. So they were both doing their thing this summer, earning that $200 million. Um, but yeah, let's get back to Dennis Schroeder because he did sign a deal. He signed with the Boston Celtics, which I'm very happy about because I hate the Boston Celtics. A 1 year, $5.9 million deal. So roughly about how much money did he lose betting on himself?
Um,
Um,
what is it? 16? About 16 million a season?
I think so. I don't remember the exact
15
deal
is,
that he turned down, but
it was a 4-year, 84 million. So he was gonna get 21. He ended up getting 6, so about 15 million.
boy, I mean, he got money. He's got a couple $1 million. So I mean, as someone of my financial stature, I would gladly take $6 million a year, but clearly that's not what he was looking for. I think a lot of the people know what went wrong, but I know you have a little more unique of a take. What do you think went wrong, and how badly does this affect his future going forward? Do you think?
Well, it was said that he's not a great locker room guy. I don't know. I've never been in a locker room with him, but that was the rumor. So essentially um once he turned down the deal, that's when you know it started to come out about how his presence in the locker room is, and just his attitude as a teammate and things of that nature. So that kind of affected his market. Also, if you look around the league, it's not many teams in looking for a point guard, like a player of his status. Like a lot of teams are set. Um, so you look at Boston. Boston is probably the only team that's in the conversation of playoffs that's really missing somewhat of a point guard. The next step would have been, going to a trash team, something like a Minnesota or something like that. But even they pretty much set over there. So, the market was closing for him. This is why I don't understand why not take the deal back then, because not only do you have the money solidified, you have the spot for the next 4 years solidified with the Lakers. Like where did you think you could go? Or, did you think the Lakers was gonna offer you more money at the end of the year? Or did you just automatically assume that another team would come in the mix and, say something and do something? I just don't get it. I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense in many factors. Like, the market wasn't big. You're not up there with the Chris Pauls, even the Kyle Lowry is a bigger market for him as opposed to you. So it's like, where did you see yourself, in this market? I don't know, but he did what he did. Now he has to, live with it. You got to deal with it. And I just think this messes him up in the future, because Boston is not a place where he's gonna be able to, like, shine with the ball. They got, Tatum and Brown, and they got other guys over there. You maybe as an option after Marcus Smart. Like, I just don't see this making sense. Maybe this was the most money you were being offered, because at one point he said, or it was said, that he wanted the max mid-level exception. Once he seen there was no offers on the table, he was willing to take the maximum mid-level, which is a little over 9 million, and he wasn't even offered that. So, it's like, well, damn. Everybody said that he gambled, he bet on himself, and he lost. But it's like, I don't know what cards you had in your hand to make you feel like, oh, this is, you playing poker. What, you had two sevens? Like, did you even have a pair in your hand? Like, I just don't. None of it makes sense. Like, it baffled me. So, good
Yeah,
luck to him. Hopefully, he'll be able to turn it around some way, somehow. But it, this isn't looking good. Doesn't look good at all. Not for now. Not for the future.
yeah. I feel like he did everything he could wrong or incorrectly. Uh,
Hmm.
you turned down the deal initially, which, okay, cool. Turn down the deal, but you got to play this past season like a man. Like a madman. You got to put up the numbers. You And then he wasn't putting up the numbers. He had a terrible playoffs. The Lakers as a team that you supposed to be the point guard, the dude who gets it all going, stalled in the playoffs. And then you come out and you say, okay, I want max. I want 125 milli. And to me, it's like, okay, if your game didn't come out and say 125 milli, your mouth shouldn't be coming out at 125 million. Whoever he got in his corner that greenlit that, or whoever let that leak, or however that happened, you can't let that happen. Not after the season you just had. If he hadn't opened his mouth, he might have got a 2-3 year deal making, 15 million a season. There's dudes that, in my opinion, are not as talented as he is who got that kind of money this offseason. And then you got your wife coming out on social media talking all kinds of shit. Like, after you basically signed with whoever you could for whatever money you could get, everybody around him is doing it wrong. He's doing it wrong. And I think,
So, yeah.
I just say, I think, in combination with what you said, he clearly isn't a locker room guy. Every team he's ever been on, he's either gotten, he got Jeff Teague out of there because he wanted to be the man. And then when he was the man and wasn't producing, then he he put it all on his team, his teammates. He never took accountability. You know, you are not the type of player you think you are when Atlanta fans are not even sad to see you go. Atlanta fans love anybody remotely resembling, a high caliber quality player, and they let him go and didn't bat an eye. Nobody missed Dennis Schroeder in Atlanta. Then he goes over to was it OKC first with Westbrook, and then not gonna say he ran Westbrook out of there, but he again he didn't want to share the court. He didn't want to come off the bench. It's been a common theme with him. That's every decision he can make. It's like somebody's playing 2K, my player, and making every wrong decision for him on purpose or something. So unless he could find a way this year to, I don't know, average a triple-double or average 30 and 10 or something, which on that Boston team he's not going to be able to do, because you got on that Boston team, like you said multiple times, they have no identity and they have a bunch of me guys. They don't have any of those guys who are going to set up shots for other players. They have nobody that's gonna create for somebody else. All those guys, whether it's Tatum, whether it's Schroeder, whether it's Smart, whether it's whoever else they got over there, I forget other dude's name, Brown. They all thrive off isolation and me basketball. That's why they don't have an identity. That's why they haven't thrived with this supposed extremely talented team. They have no big men to speak of. Al Horford been past his prime. He's not going to do nothing. Ennis Cantor is going to get you a double-double every game, but he's not going to affect the game on the defensive end. So, he just put himself in a bad situation to try and prove himself. He'd have been better off going to one of these sorrier teams and trying to just ball out and earn a bigger contract, because at the end of the day, at this point, I don't think any championship caliber team is going to want him because of what he comes with and the baggage and all that. So, I think he's the rest, however long his career is in the NBA, it's going to be these 1-2 year type of deals for, mid-level money, and, just get what you get, because he blew it. He blew the big paycheck.
Yeah, it's crazy because even when the Lakers was offering this contract extension, like nobody believed he was worth that. This is why I'm just like, I just don't understand. Like, so in this situation, who's at blame? Like, is the agent, because I'm pretty sure the agent negotiates and then comes to you for the final say so. So I don't believe the agent turned down the 84 million. I think that's where he got you. He got you this contract. Like, yo, we got 4 years, 84 million on the table.
Take it.
And I honestly believe the agent was probably, I think you should sign it. And Schroeder was the one, because if you take that and add the bad locker room kind of guy situation, yeah, he seems like an arrogant person, When Alexander signed his contract in OKC, Schroeder was said that Schroeder felt, well, he deserved that type of money. So it's like, I don't know what you're playing or what you're seeing. You put up a stinker in the playoffs. There was games where Bron and AD missed because of them being hurt, and it was you and Kuzma, and yeah, you played decent, but you ain't played good enough. You didn't play like, this is my team the way you're supposed to. You're supposed to get, I always tell people, it's about that Steve Urkel feeling. You remember the episode of Steve? He just put me in, coach, and the coach wouldn't put him in. And when he finally got in, it was like, yeah, you guys can't stop me. Like, yo, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to look at the clock and look at the score and be like, it's me time. And
handle business.
you handle business, and you didn't do that. So I don't know, like what were you watching or what were you visualizing to say like, all right, the market is going to be big for me. For one, it was a lot of free agents that were re-signing with their teams. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of guys that were staying. So it wasn't like a lot of like even though moves happened, it wasn't a lot of surprising, shocking, guys going this place and that place, with the exception of what the Knicks and the Bulls did. Everything else pretty much was like predicted. Like, yeah, the Clippers are going to re-sign Kawhi, which they did. He signed a 4-year, $176 million deal just a little while ago. So they re-signed Kawhi. They was going to re-sign Reggie. So it wasn't like, all right, I could go to the Clippers. We knew Chris Paul was staying with the Suns. So it wasn't like, all right, I'm gonna go to the Suns. If they don't want Chris Paul, I can go to Phoenix. So I don't know, like, where did you think you would end it? Did you really think Atlanta would say, all right, well, we could go with Trae Young or we can go with Dennis Schroeder? Like, I don't know. Did you think the Knicks, the team the Knicks were putting together, you don't fit that chemistry, you don't fit that there. And even if you was to go to where Miami or Chicago, they always like, nah, we got something better brewing. Miami has been eyeing Kyle Lowry for like a year and a half, almost 2 years now, probably longer than that. So it was in the mix that if Kyle Lowry leaves, he was either going to go to LA or Miami. And since LA picked up Westbrook, it was like, all right, well, I'm going to Miami. That's where he wanted to go. So it's like, I don't know, man. Like, I just don't understand. Like, you at the table, you looking in your hands, you looking at your cards. Like, what cards did you see for you to say, I got this, bro? Like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good money. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if I don't go to LA, I got this, and that to fall back on, and you didn't. And that's what bothers me. You know what I'm saying? So everybody wanted to blame the agent, and I'm the one like, yo, I don't blame the agent because the agent the one that got him the 84 million in the first place. And Schroeder's the one that turned that shit down, not the
Yeah.
agent. The agent didn't say I'm gonna tell you. Really think the agent sat there and was like, you know your client. You watch your client, you watch this man play all the time. You know in your eyes, he ain't even worth 21 million. I did great by getting him 21 million. That 10%, that 15%, whatever my cut is, gonna be lovely. You really think he wanted to turn down 10%, 20% of 84 million as opposed to getting 20% of 5.9 million? I don't think so. So
Yeah.
if I'm his agent, I would quit.
I was
Like,
about to say that. If I'm
yeah,
his agent,
like,
I'm mad at there. I'm out.
I'm mad at him, and I'm gonna quit, and I'm gonna let him do what he want to do from this point on. Like, you go ahead, bro. Whatever you do, however you play, you on your own, bro. Because I can't do this right now. But
Yeah. Yeah. I don't have anything more that you can even try to justify it.
nah, the
You know,
most I can say
at the end
is
of the
that
day,
everyone,
he's got to sign. He's got to sign it. You know, the agent's job is to get you the deal, but it's your
that's what
job to
he did.
sign it or turn it down. So
Yeah. The only
I
thing
don't
I
know
can
if
say is don't be a Schroeder.
yeah.
Simple.
Um. So with that said, we also didn't talk about KD signing the 4-year, $198 million extension. I also have heard that the Nets are working on extensions for Kyrie and James Harden, so they're committing to that big three. Which, I mean, I feel like you have to. You gave up pretty much your whole squad to get these guys, so you got to commit to them. Another dude from the Nets lost another dude, no one I've ever heard of, Chioza,
Oh
2-year
yeah,
deal with
Josh
the
Shields with the
Warriors.
Warriors. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a decent backup. He's a good shooter, so he kind of fits in Golden State more than Brooklyn.
yeah,
So that wasn't. I mean, like, I think Brooklyn got a few more tricks up his sleeve. I think they just want to wait a little closer to the start of the season as opposed to making moves now. Because it's like all these teams are making their moves now. You pretty much know exactly what you're going in the season with. Like the
Yeah.
Lakers team is pretty much set. So, I don't see them making any more moves or any big moves, other than, it's rumored they looking at Isaiah Thomas, which is like, so what?
Yeah,
Um,
just
so
another older cat that's just trying to
right,
re-grab
right.
that glory.
Yeah, so I think the Nets is more of a we're gonna wait until everything is done, and then we're gonna grab, and we're gonna make it work. So that way you really don't know what we come into the table with, and you really don't know how to like defend it or play it or whatever. But because if you look at the Nets, they real thin right now. You know,
Yeah,
then other than the big three, it's like, what else do you have?
yeah,
Blake Griffin, and I don't know what Blake Griffin we gonna get. We gonna get some retro, or are we getting Detroit Piston Blake Griffin? So
you getting the same Blake Griffin he been for the past 3 years. I'm tired of this narrative that he was saving it all in Detroit. Nah, Blake Griffin is
well,
past his prime.
I mean,
He
I
is who he is
feel
now.
I think he's past his prime, but I do feel he's a little better than what we saw in Detroit. As you can tell, the man dunked more times in a game than he dunked in Detroit over the last like 18 months. So
And he also
there's
barely played for
something,
Detroit as well. So
yeah. So there's something in the tank now. If you're looking at you want 23-10, like you can get out of here with that. You know what I'm saying? But
you'll be lucky to get 15-6.
yeah, like that's what I'm looking more at 12, 14, and 6 and 7, somewhere around there. If you can give me that, especially since you the fourth option or fifth option, you're not even going to be getting the ball that much. So,
Yeah,
just make the most of your opportunities, and that's it. That's all we ask for. And don't
yeah,
turn the ball over. Nothing stupid. Like, costly possessions is what's costing these teams victories nowadays. It's not even, you being washed. It's just if you know you ain't got it, man, don't force it. Don't force it. And as long as he
yeah.
don't force it, you got three guys on that team that could bail you out all the time. So
All right, and then real quick before we get into the bulk of what we want to talk about here, I do just want to let everybody know. It might seem like it was a quick summer, a quick off season, but the English Premier League is back this weekend. So soccer is back. I know all the other leagues will be starting again in the next week or so, week to 2 weeks. But English Premier League football is back. Chelsea plays on Saturday. They just played yesterday their first official game of the season in the Super Cup against who was it? Villarreal or whoever the fuck they were. They were no bunch of nobodies, but we did end up winning in penalties. So we started the season winning the trophy. So if that's not the best way to start a season, I don't know what is. You don't put much weight into a trophy that like that. But at the end of the day, soccer, what matters is the silverware, as they say. So it's just another piece of silverware to put in the trophy case. So I'm real excited for another season of Chelsea football. It's been 7 years. We brought back Romelu Lukaku, who is one of the best strikers in the world. He was one of our young talents that we let go. We re-signed him. He got a lot of money, but I'm excited to have him back. He should play well in the system that we have. So I'm excited for that. But what y'all all came here to see. We do have 4 teams that are going to compete in a battle to face off against Joe, our winner of the greatest NFL team. So we're going to announce those teams for everybody. I'm going to bring them up real quick. So the 4 people that we had Y'all should be very familiar with the homie Vic, not the host, but dude who's always here watching, always shows comments. He's here right now watching. He's left a bunch of comments already today. So we got Vic. He's one of the spots. We got one of my homies, Marcus. Another one of my homies, Derek, and one more. I forgot his name. Bones. So we'll announce all of their teams, and then we will give you guys all an opportunity to vote. It's going to be a 1v1 situation. So who do we decide? What's the matchup's going to be, Joe?
Well, since Vic and Bones were the first two, it would be them to face off, and then the other two guys, which is Derek and Marcus, I believe. So it's Vic versus Bones, and then Derek versus Marcus.
All right. So let's do Derek versus Marcus first. I'll bring up the teams real quick. So for Derek's team, we have at quarterback Tom Brady, which is surprising. This is the first mention we've had of Tom Brady. Running backs are Barry Sanders and Jim Brown. Wide receivers are Randy Moss, Stephon Diggs, DeAndre Hopkins. Tight end Gronk. Offensive tackles, David Bakhtiari and Ronnie Stanley. Offensive guards, David DeCastro and Matt Slauson. And center, Nick Mangold. Kicker, Jason Sanders. Defensive tackles, Ndamukong Suh, Gerald McCoy. Defensive ends, J.J. Watt and Myles Garrett. Linebackers are Ray Lewis, Von Miller, Tremaine Edmonds. Cornerbacks, Savion Howard, Darrell Revis. And safeties are Minkah Fitzpatrick and Charles Woodson. So that is Derek's team. Let's talk about his team a little bit, and then we'll go on to the next one. What you think about his team?
I think all his receivers run too far for Tom Brady. So.
Even Randy Moss. I mean that's a dynamic duo right there.
I mean, it's all right. I ain't afraid of it. He went safe. You know, he didn't try to, take a chance. You see how you took a chance with Michael Vick. I took a chance with Peyton Manning. He played it safe. Tom Brady at quarterback. Randy Moss at wide receiver. So, Jim Brown. Why you pick Jim Brown? Why did he pick Jim Brown? How old is Derek? Is Derek 60? Has he ever watched Jim Brown? He never saw Jim Brown play. So the only reason why you pick Jim Brown is because Jim Brown is what? Known for being one of the best. He's number 1 or number 2 on the running back list. You never seen Jim Brown play. We never saw Jim Brown play. So how do we know how he's gonna play it with a team like I don't know. But all right, good luck with that. You gotta get past Marcus, which should be easy because once you start going over this team.
I'm gonna ask you a simple question after each one of these, and I just want a yes or no explanation. Does this team have a chance against yours?
No.
All right. So there you heard it, Derek. Joe is officially not scared of your squad.
I am not scared of Derek's squad at all. No.
So next up, we'll give you Marcus's squad. 2 Palm Bay representatives over here. Like I said, both these dudes my homies. So shout out to them. It's a matchup. It's a heavyweight Palm Bay matchup in this bitch. So Donovan Mitchell is his quarterback, or Donovan McNabb. I'm sorry. I'm still in basketball mode. Is his quarterback. Running backs OJ Simpson. And,
all right, stop. Here we go again. OJ Simpson.
The Juice Man.
How old is Marcus? Is Marcus in his 50s? Is Marcus 60? You said they from Palm Bay. Are these guys retired and living in Florida now? Like, come on, OJ Simpson, bro.
Hey man, we gave everybody no restrictions. We let them pick who they wanted to pick. So,
I mean, I get it, but OJ Simpson, like, come on, man. Like, really? Here we are. We got two guys. We give two guys the opportunity to pick some all-time team and put some shit together. And out of all the names, you give me OJ Simpson and Jim Brown. No disrespect to their games, but it's like nobody in the group has ever seen one of these guys play. But
I
go
like
ahead,
man,
man.
YouTube, man,
Yeah,
YouTube.
yeah, man. OJ Simpson. Who's next?
Someone I've never heard of, Raheem Mostert. I don't know.
Mostert. That's
Mostert.
from San Francisco. But all right, yeah,
Okay.
keep going.
Wide receiver, Jerry Rice, Odell Beckham Jr., Devontae Adams. That's a solid wide receiving core. Tight end Kyle Pitts.
Hold on, this man hasn't even played a game in the NFL yet. Go ahead, continue.
Offensive tackles Jake Matthews, Zach Banner. Guards David Bakhtiari, Ronnie Stanley. Center Rodney Hudson. Kicker Cario Santos.
I would have
Tackles,
to look that guy up.
Yeah, me too. Tackle Aaron Donald, Fletcher Cox.
Normal.
Defensive ends Reggie White, Myles Garrett. I feel like Reggie White was a tackle, but I could be wrong. Linebackers Lawrence Taylor, Khalil Mack, Avery Williamson. Cornerback Shaquille Griffin and Sean Bunting. Safeties Troy Polamalu and Chuck Clark. I'm gonna just say this real quick before I give you a chance to reply. Marcus, I love you, but you put Troy Polamalu on your team, so automatically your team is trash to me. Go ahead, Joe.
Look at that. Off of one guy.
That's all I need, man. Fuck Troy Polamalu.
If that's the case, he got a bunch of Troy Polomalus in my eyes. So, I mean, going over this list, the OJ Simpson pick is like, first of all, do he not remember what OJ Simpson is like going through? Nobody's gonna vote for you because you got OJ Simpson. Nobody liked OJ Simpson. Nobody really liked Donovan McNabb. He was a college great. When it comes to college play, he's a Hall of Famer. Not so much in the NFL. He was all right in the NFL. And I liked him when he first got to the league. But I don't know what happened. I guess it was too many chunky soup commercials that made me start to dislike him. But I don't know, man. I'm not afraid of this team either. This team doesn't.
Well, let me ask the question before you answer it. You know, that's my thing. You taking my thing away from me.
My fault. Yeah, just so eager, like really? These are the best you guys can do. Like, you guys don't watch football or play Madden. Like, you didn't put a team. You didn't never sit.
Reminds me, actually, I did try to create our 3 original teams on Madden. But I don't know if Madden is still stuck in 1995 or something. They don't even have legendary teams on Madden.
Well, you probably would have to get some old Madden that lets you do whatever you wanted to do. Like, these new games are so real life.
No, all the new 2Ks got all the old teams.
I don't know. I haven't played Madden since Ray Lewis was on a cover or some shit.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I haven't played in a very long time, but
I don't know.
I got it for free, so I downloaded it and I was like, okay, let me try to create these teams real quick and have a little fun. Nowhere to be seen. So if anybody's got anything to do with Madden out there, shame on y'all for not having legendary players in your game in fucking 2021. That's crazy.
I want to say shame on Derek and Marcus for this being the best you guys can do. With all the talent that's out there, I mean, you had. I mean, this was the time to put hate. I don't give a fuck how much you may hate a player. If he's good, he's good. It's time you put that aside and like, oh, he played for the enemy. I'm a Jets fan. He's a Patriot. I don't. Time to put all that to the side and pick the best guys possible. And I get it. I know
It's
retired
hard.
players.
It's difficult.
I mean, I know retired players was a minimum. You only could pick 3. But look, if you wanted to play safe and smart, yeah, one guy picked Tom Brady. He's still active, so that saves you a legend and gives you a great quarterback. You could have counted someone. You could have picked Aaron Rodgers. You could have picked, you could have picked, Pat Mahomes. Like, I hope so. I hope not, man. Let's keep this going, man. But again, your question,
two questions. Does this team stand any chance against you? You fear this team?
I don't think this team stands a chance against Derek's team. It says
that was my next question.
Sorry. It says Derek's team doesn't stand a chance against mine. I am not afraid of none of these 2 teams.
So who you got winning this matchup?
Out of these 2 teams, I'm gonna have to lean slightly towards Derek's because I kind of like his receiving core a little better. The Barry Sanders pick. The defense with Ndamukong Suh and Myles Garrett, Ray Lewis, like you can't really, and then he got 2 good corners in Xavier Howard and Darrelle Revis. So I'm gonna lean towards that crew right there.
Okay, so you got
Derek. I give a slight edge to Derek right now.
Okay, so you got Derek coming out of that conference, out of that bracket. Mm-hmm. So next up, we got Vic versus Bones. We'll put out Bones' his team because his team is a little unique. At quarterback, he got Tom Brady. He got Barry Sanders and Derrick Henry at running back. He got Randy Moss, Jerry Rice, Julio Jones at wide receiver. Gronk at tight end. His O-line, Quentin Nelson, Corey Linsley, Rodney Hudson, Trent Williams, Teron Armstead. And then he's adding Justin Tucker as his kicker. And then his defense, he want the whole 2020 Chiefs defense. Just take out the middle linebacker, whoever that is, put in Ray Lewis and one of the corners and put in Deion Sanders. And that's his team.
No, he also wants the other Justin Tucker from the Giants.
Oh, Justin Tucker.
So Justin Tucker is his kicker and his third legend on the defense. So
my bad.
No, it's all good. So you got Justin Tucker. I think he plays defensive end, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
We'll look it up real quick.
Yeah, I believe he plays defensive end.
Yeah.
All right, so just plug in Justin Tucker as the defensive end, plug in Ray Lewis as your middle linebacker, and Deion Sanders as
it's Justin Tuck, not Tucker. It's Justin Tuck.
Yeah, Justin Tuck. There you go.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I knew it sounded right and wrong at the same time.
Yeah.
He was a defensive end.
Yeah, okay. So Justin Tuck will play the defensive end. Lewis will play the linebacker, and Sanders will play corner. And
so that's a little unique. Again, we didn't say that you couldn't do something like that. I feel like picking the Chiefs defense he must be a Chiefs fan because it's a little weird because they got lit up in the Super Bowl, and a lot would say the defense is kind of the weaker end of that team. But hey, they got a lot of good solid players on the defense, Honey Badger and a couple other guys. So we'll see how that works out for them. I'm gonna let you react to that, and then I'll ask you the same question.
The offense is pretty good. He got some nice names in there. The defense is like, I'm scoring 50 points on that. As long as I don't throw Deion Sanders' way, I'm good. Like I'm gonna kill the run game. You're not gonna be able to stop my running backs. I think we got the same running backs.
Yeah.
He picked Derrick Henry, and I picked Barry Sanders and Derrick Henry. So I think we got the same running backs. But other than that, yeah. So I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna kill the run game. I'm not afraid of his defense at all. His offense is a little scary. Because he got a lot of playmakers. He got a lot of good guys on offense. But uh, you know, ain't no fear over here, bro.
So think this team has a chance against you.
Maybe, but he has to get past a team first. So I ain't, if he don't get past Vic's team, then I'm good. I'm in the clear. I ain't got to worry about that. So
All right, and Bones' opponent is Vic. So his team, he got Tom Brady at his quarterback as well. Barry Sanders is his running back as well. He added Shaquan Barkley as another running back. He's got Jerry Rice, Calvin Johnson, Megatron, and DeAndre Hopkins. He got Rodney Hudson, Quentin Nelson, Dave Bakhtiari, um, Ryan Ramzik or something like that, something look German or Russian or something, and Zach Martin. That's his D line. Justin Tucker is his kicker. He got his two defensive ends, J.J. Watt, Michael Strahan, Aaron Donald, Chris Jones at tackle. Corners are Jair Alexander and Marlon Humphrey. Linebackers Lawrence Taylor, Ray Lewis, Khalil Mack. Safeties Anthony Harris, Jamal Adams. What you think of that team?
it's another one. He's focused on offense and like a pass rush. I don't think he really took the time to focus on that secondary. That secondary is it's a little iffy for me. But I mean, hey, whatever rocks his boat. Um, the offense is predictable. Tom Brady at quarterback, Barry Sanders, Jerry Rice. The usuals. Gronk, Gronk, Gronk. You see everybody pick Gronk. I don't know, but yeah, it's pretty predictable on offense. I could close my eyes and be like, yeah, this is who you're going to pick. You know what I'm saying? So again, a lot of safe players. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody really took any chances again. You see, like I said, we all took chances picking players, like especially Vic with the Chubb, the Nick Chubb, and a couple of other guys. The Steve Young. He took a chance with that. I felt I took a chance by picking Devontae Adams. Guys was like, "What are you doing? What are you picking him?" And I'm like, "Yeah, because everybody's expecting you to pick, Hopkins, Megatron, Jerry Rice. You know what I'm saying? Like, so take a chance." But it's a safe team. Um, hey, best of luck.
So do you feel this team has a chance against you?
Um, I don't know. Again, his offense, he has a chance to put up some numbers, but as far as like stopping I don't feel none of these defenses can stop my offense. You know, I don't know.
You're the only one, Vic. You're the only one that picked Megatron. I almost did, but I had to pick my boy Chad Johnson. So who they all day?
Exactly. Like you took a chance with that. You was like, fuck it. The people may not like it, but like Vic team is his offense is nothing but safe picks. He picked Tom Brady, he picked Barry Sanders, and Jerry Rice, Megatron, DeAndre Hopkins. There was like chances there. Like I'm gonna pick all the safe players. That's who I'm picking. You pick Gronk at tight end. That's another safe pick. It's like every pick was a safe pick. Like I'm gonna make sure there's no room for thinking, but you never know.
I mean, they might have learned from Vic. He took all them chances and got no votes.
I don't expect you to take that many. Like, yeah, I expect you to take one or two. Like show me where's your diversity. You know what I'm saying? That's like when you pick an NBA team. You see how everybody want to put Kobe, Jordan, and Braun on the same team. Like, yeah, it looked good on paper, but would it actually work? Could it actually work when you got three guys that are ball dominant that needs the ball and neither guy really wants to play second fiddle and things like that. So it's like, yeah, I know this is fictitious and we might, this will never happen. These guys will never play, but it's like it's something that people think about. Like, Tom Brady's your quarterback. Like, if you look at his life, he's never had three top receivers as well as a top tight end. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what type of game plan is he gonna do? Is he gonna California style it up and just gun? That's not Tom Brady's game. You know what I'm saying? So if you was gonna pick wide receivers like that, you should have picked the Peyton Manning. You should have picked someone that wants to air it out. Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? Tom Brady is more.
I'm surprised we didn't get not one Aaron Rodgers pick from
me too.
any of us. From any of us.
Right. Anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because especially when you want to go to the Jerry Rice, Megatron, Hopkins, you want to pick these top receivers. Like I said, a lot of these guys, Randy Moss, they want a quarterback that's willing to air it out, and it's like. Tom Brady, that's never really been him. Tom Brady is a conservative guy. He wants the 7 yards, 7 yards, 8 yards, 10 yards, 15 yards the most. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a lot of confusion as to, which guy am I going to hit? Again, I know realistically this is not going to happen, but you got football fans out there that think like that. You know what I'm saying? They really analyzing and putting these teams together and like, all right, who's gonna win? This is why sometimes I pick someone that's like will take the back seat. You know what I'm saying? And so that way I ain't gotta think as a quarterback, I ain't gotta think about getting 5 guys involved, 6 guys involved. You know what I'm saying? This guy's
so out of these two teams, who you got coming out of this this matchup?
Both of their offenses is kind of identical with the exception of Megatron, I believe, Derrick Henry or Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry is pretty much the same shit. Just one is in the NFC, one is in the AFC. You got Tom Brady versus Tom Brady. So I don't know. It's a toss up. I'm a really have to analyze both of those teams and then I'm gonna have to pick one, but. They both pretty similar. The defenses is what separates them, and with this guy picking, the Chiefs with just plugging 3 guys in is very unique. I gotta look at the Chiefs defense and see who the fuck is there. You know what I'm saying? So there's a toss up, but I'm not afraid of neither one of them.
All right, well there you have it, everybody. So those are the 4 teams that. Have been submitted by fans to go head up. So again, we got Marcus versus Derek, and then we have Vic versus Bones. We will give you guys a week, so you have until next Thursday, 6:00 to vote. I'll have those posts pinned up with options and everything. If not tonight, I'll have it done tomorrow morning. So. They said none of them afraid of you either, Joe. So
I don't have to be. I'm the winner so far. I did my job. Like I don't expect y'all to be afraid.
So it should be a good matchup. Again, we had a good turnout of votes last time. even if we did have to bet for a couple of them. But
Hey,
just remember, it'll be two different matchups. Derek versus Marcus, Vic versus Bones. Make sure you vote for them both. They'll be on the Facebook group, and I will post both of their teams on that same post as well. So
for the four guys that's out there, I suggest y'all just take what this man said as some sort of advice and reach out to y'all friends and get them votes in, man. Like
if you gotta add people to the group, we are not going to question if we get a whole bunch of people asking to join the group. Approve.
You gotta do it. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do to win. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying?
If you gotta give up the payola.
Yeah. Only thing we don't like, and I know Vic did it, but that he only did it twice. We not with the creating a bunch of different pages to give yourselves votes. These profiles do need to be real, and Vic only slid with it because he only had 2. If he'd tried to do more, it wouldn't have flew. So don't be out there creating 7, 8 Facebook pages tonight to try to get this shit. Yeah, to try to give yourself 7, 8 votes, because we gonna call you out, and that's not how it's gonna work.
I think it's fair to say anyone that does that is an automatic disqualification.
Yes, sir. So,
not that we think anybody will do that, but and I would like to announce, exactly, that Facebook Pay, Cash App, all that. I would like to announce that we did decide on a prize for the winner, and it is absolutely fucking nothing. So this will be strictly for bragging rights.
We should have told him that. We should have told him that later. we should have just said, yeah, it's a prize, and then when they win, be like, yeah, the prize is nothing. A couple of shout outs on air.
Yeah, we'll give you a shout out on air. And how about this? The winner gets an automatic bid into the NBA one we do next.
That and we may like brag about your team, post your team, but nothing major.
It's just gonna be bragging rights. So again, do what you got to do. Get in who you got to get in. Again, I'm all for adding more people to the group. I will approve any man, woman, no children though. We don't want no problems with children. There's too much cussing and shit going on. So no children under the age of 16 years old. But with that being said, I appreciate everybody who voted the first time around. I appreciate these 4 gentlemen who took the time out to build a team. Whether we think your team is whack or not, we still appreciate you for helping out and being part of it. Maybe support whatever business, hobby. We'll do something. We'll shout you out. Whatever.
Yeah.
We're here to build y'all up just as much as y'all here to build us up. So we will think of something. There'll just be no monetary value because we ain't making no money yet. So as soon as we start cashing those Essentia checks, then maybe we'll start paying out some bread. But until then, all you get is us talking shit about your team. So, so again, I just want to say I appreciate everybody supporting. Remember, you will not see us back on Tuesday unless something huge, groundbreaking happens. We'll be back Thursday, 6:00. Look out for the polls. They'll be up in the next 24 hours, but before that.
All right, everyone. Remember, don't be a Schroeder.
Get rich or die podding.
Don't be a Schroeder, man. Don't be a Schroeder. Whatever y'all do, don't be a Schroeder.
Vic, I'm saving the box, bro. I'm saving the box just in case.
Shot.
Hey, this has been Shoot Your Shot Podcast, man. We'll catch y'all next Thursday.
Everybody have a good night, man. Take it easy.
Peace.